Hey, happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to our first live chat. That intro video you saw at the start was a song called Walk by Foo Fighters, and the chorus says, "Learning to walk again, I believe I've waited long enough." And it seems an appropriate reflection to our times. Then you saw a few headlines of things going on around the world about cities responding to the coronavirus and shifting priorities in urban streets and giving more space for bikes and people walking. And what more fitting intro to this discussion we're going to have today.
Hello, everyone. So hopefully we will keep our weekly chat, and we wanted to share and discuss all those ideas like the ones that we share with the headlines, because we know that bikes can foster healthier lifestyles, access to jobs, a thriving economy, gender equality, resilient cities, and inclusive public spaces. So stay tuned. But we really want to start this with the petition that Jesse started. And I just want to give a few quick announcements first before our chat with Jesse. So the first one is our bike art contest for kids between 3 and 17 years old. So Daniel, tell us a little bit more about the deadline and the prizes.
Absolutely. So if you're between 3 and 17 and you're at home looking for something to do, we want to see your drawing, your artwork of what the bike means to you. We're going to offer a free tune-up as part of that, and so get your bike rolling nice and smooth. I can't remember what else. We're sorry about that.
Yeah,
but
deadlines and
on the
prizes.
website, the prizes are all listed. We even have some art supplies, so check the link. The deadline is June 15th, and we'll decide on June 30th. So thanks so much for your entries. We already have received a few, and they're awesome.
Thank you, Dan. And speaking about kids, we also have our amazing yellow bicycle book. So if you have those first-time readers at home and you're looking for books to read of them, this is a great opportunity, a great book to do that. And you'll be supporting a nonprofit organization purchasing the book. Dan, what is the best way to get the book?
You can buy it on our website at londoncycling.ca in the merch section, or on our Squeaky Wheel online store. So either of those options, we have the book for sale.
Thanks, Dan. One last announcement. Probably some of you have seen some of the posts that we're sharing of people riding bikes, starting to bike. So if you are a new cyclist, or if you're a veteran cyclist, or if you want to bike, but you didn't have a chance to start yet and you'd like to share your story with us, please feel free to just shoot us a message and we'll share your story. So now I'm just gonna pass it to Daniel, and he can invite Jesse and talk about petition for having more space for pedestrians and cyclists in London.
Thanks, Luis. Before we do, I just want to make people know, or let people know, that you can add questions in the chat box as well. If you are following this live, we will try and address any questions. But now we're going to talk to Jesse Cablek. He is the creator of a petition to create more space for people on foot and on bikes. Jesse, thanks so much for doing this, and thanks for joining us here. Normally I get to see you at the bike co-op, working on bikes, getting our hands dirty, but it's fun to chat about advocacy and how we can shift people into, or create more space and shift our streets to allow for more users. So tell me about your relationship with the bike. What does it mean to you? How do you use it?
Well, from a young age, it began as a recreational thing. Got out on the mountain bike, rode around the neighborhood, and its accessibility. You get to see your friends a lot easier, a lot more often, a lot quicker. You get to go for rides. Grew into mountain biking, going out on trails, enjoying the outdoors. I got into commuting for a while, and then got back out of it because of some issues on the road, where I actually flipped over my handlebars once from a driver that cut me off. But now I'm getting back into commuting and actually looking to do it full time now, as much as possible. And what a great way to start is when the weather's nice, and get used to it then, so that all you need to take care of is the weather once it comes, right?
Cool. Jesse, can you tell me a bit about why you started the petition?
There's been a big need for accessible space in London, and there's been a lot more push Canada-wide and worldwide for the extra space and what it's doing for communities and what it's doing for cities as well. It's actually bringing people a lot closer together without actually being physically close together, because we're not supposed to be doing that right now. It's giving people physical activity, it's giving people better mental health, and it's giving people an alternative to commuting to work that is actually separated from public transport or from others without having to use a vehicle, or for people that don't have access to a vehicle or can't, or don't have the funds for one.
And what's the response been so far to the petition?
So far, it's actually a lot better than what I'd expect. Oftentimes, you see things come up and you think, I'm not going to sign that. Like, it's not a big deal. You know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But we're not even a week in. I just created it on Saturday. We're already over 600 signatures and continually rising. I believe there's been at least 30 signatures already today alone. And the comments coming and just the support from it and the sharing has been fantastic.
And do you have any specifics about the response you'd like to see? Like, if the city said, yeah, Jesse, we hear you, we want to do it, what would that look like?
It would be great just to even open up the lines of communication. I know that there's probably experts out there that would probably be able to put it in place a lot better. But the main thing is to open up that conversation and get in touch with the right people in order to have that happen. And then working with those people that are knowledgeable in urban planning and where best this might be able to be put in place, and working with them to get it done and to figure out a plan to do that.
And I think in general, our immediate thought when we think about this petition is it's a response to the need of keeping our 2-meter distance and whatnot. But as we start to think about the recovery going forward, both economically and socially, how could creating more space for pedestrians and cyclists play an important role in that recovery?
It's actually great right now because the roads are so clear that you can almost use it as a test phase. See if people actually start using it more, which I personally believe people will. There's often areas where you see or you hear maybe comments, well, I don't see overcrowding there, there's nobody there. But then when you actually look at the street or the area, you realize there's not enough space for people to physically distance. So that's why they're choosing to go to other locations. And it would be great for, major roads if we can shut down, the curb lanes of some of the major roads. We'll see the impact that might have in terms of people maybe changing their type of commute and helping the environment and helping their own physical well-being as well.
Yeah, I think often the pushback we get for promoting bike lanes is that it's going to take a lane of traffic or take parking. But in this current moment, we have an excess of parking. There's not much need for parking. Traffic's way down, and so there's more road space available. And I think that's such a critical thing about this petition and opening that conversation up.
Well, the counter argument to that is, okay, if you take away a lane, there may be more congestion. But at the same time, if you've opened up that line where people can choose an alternate means to get to work, there should be less cars on the road in order to create less congestion as well. So it should theoretically even out.
That's great, Jesse. This is kind of for you and maybe even our audience. How can we boost the campaign?
Share it around. Even people that aren't avid cyclists, just look at your friends, your family, anyone that just maybe wants to get on a bike but only sticks within the confines of their neighborhood. Help us out. Pass the word around. Make it known that you actually want to ride further, that you want to ride safer, and give us that push so that we can go forth with contacting the city and seeing if we can get the lines of communication open with them.
Well, thanks, Jesse, for initiating this petition. It's really helpful to get the conversation going. I think we at London Cycle Link and all those people who are cycling and walking now would love to see more space. Would love to see London follow suit to a lot of other cities right now who are using this opportunity to reimagine what streets are for and who they're for. So thanks so much for your effort in this and for joining us on the video.
Thank you as well.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse. Just want to add a couple of resources that I came across, and they are available on our webpage, and I think they're available on the London Environmental Network resource page as well. There's a calculator. If you shift from car to bike, you can measure how much money you can save, how many years in your life you can get, and also the environmental impact, the pollution. So this is interesting to check. And I just saw today as well, I don't have the link with me here right now, but we can share this later. Berlin installed some temporary bike lanes, and they actually created a manual, a guide for implementing cycling infrastructure, temporary cycling infrastructure in 10 days. So if the city of London is interested in doing something like that, there is already some guidelines on how to do this. So just want to check if you have any comments from our social media, and I think we're good to go.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll try and do this again next week. We don't have a defined topic yet, but we'll post it in advance, and again, we'll try and do a live chat. So feel free to get used to this format and ask questions next time, and it'd be great.
Yes. So, and if in the meantime, if you have any ideas, suggestions on what you want to hear about us talking here, just send us a message. Jesse, any final thoughts?
No, just keep doing what you're doing. Get out there and enjoy the sun. It's shining bright today.
Thanks, Jesse. Have a good weekend, everyone.
See you later.